Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Carlie.
And I'm Ange.
And today we're watching Frieren episode 4.
So in the last episode, Frieren and Fern, well, Frieren defeated Qual, yeah, the Demon King's follower. Very, very strong mage.
Yeah.
Mage?
Qual is a mage, yeah.
And it was demonstrating how quickly humans develop and react to certain scenarios that they're put in and overcome challenges.
Yeah, as we know, 80 years for the mages or the elves.
Yeah.
Is like no time at all. But for humans, the progression in that time is like absolutely massive.
Yeah. And Frieren was able to defeat Qual with his own spell, pretty much, which was really cool. So I think in this episode, we're probably going to see a little bit more of her training with Fern. She'll continue to teach her a couple of things, collect more spells.
Maybe we'll meet some new characters as well.
Yeah, some new characters, I think.
Because all the old ones are dying or dead.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, but thoroughly enjoying the series so far. It's very, very good.
Yep.
If you guys are interested in signing up to our Patreon, you'll gain 3 to 4 weeks of early access to our current shows, and you'll also find reactions that are exclusive to our Patreon. If you're interested, you can check out our link in the description below. But anyway, should we get into it?
Let's get into it. Yeah, it looks like it. What's going on here?
Man's putting it off like a couple of like jellyfish rock up and maybe a couple of...
Maybe like a can with a letter in it every now and then.
Damn ships everywhere.
Yeah.
It's a whole fleet. Yep, that'll do. New spells. Does she have a spell that can do that?
He's just won the equivalent to the lottery here.
Yeah. Oh, it's fake. Oh, okay.
Oh, I wonder if the man knew that. Oh, she's so sweet.
Yeah, she probably did. She's very smart. She's got years of wisdom and knowledge, but yeah. Frieren's got a very interesting character design. She looks old, but she looks young.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
She holds herself in like a very mature, wise way. Is that what you mean?
Yeah,
like...
I think they've nailed that characterization.
Gotta be the most frustrating thing. Cleaning the place and it's messy 2 seconds later.
She is out of it. What the heck?
Does she need extra sleep because she's so old?
She's been reading heaps. She's exhausted. Oh, okay. Not built for the winter time.
I see.
Okay. She just sleeps a lot.
She's not a morning person. Yeah, I think it might be because she's so old. Look, old man, you're asking a lot, okay? You're not even paying them properly.
I was through a tough time, Carlie. Well, it doesn't seem like it right now, but... I mean, look at this shit. Don't tell me they're going to trash it again. No.
No, not like this.
No, because it rocks up like this. Oh, dear.
Kind of cute.
Fern's a servant.
Fern is very patient. Like a deep and unrealistic desire of mine to search through like an abandoned ship. I would never do it. I'd be too scared. But like just the curiosity there, you know?
Yeah.
もちろん新年祭にも参加されますな。歓迎いたしますぞ。
正気ですか、フリーレン様。
Why? What's wrong with that?
登る前に起きるんですよ。
Oh, she was saying that, yeah, she wouldn't be able to wake up.
徹夜するから大丈夫だよ。
Oh.
I use those tactics every now and then.
Yeah.
なぜ新年祭に来なかったんだ。
Right.
ハイターなんてショックのあまり寝込んでしまった。
Oh, look, he's crying his eyes out.
酒の飲みすぎでダウンしているだけだぞ。
Haha.
僕たちはね。
Okay, so she regrets that decision. And now she wants to make up for it.
She likes revisiting places they've been.
Yeah.
寝てる。
Oh no, she's not getting up for it.
フリーレン様、起きてください。新年祭遅れますよ。誰がお母さんですか。
That's you, Fern. Oh.
Yeah, Fern must know that there's a lot of meaning behind it for her to be able to do this, because what we don't see is like how much time they actually spend together, and she must always like, she obviously always just sleeps in.
Yeah, that's true.
フェルン、帰って二度寝。フリーレ
You
ン様、
see?
とても綺麗ですね。
That's so cute.
She can
She
share that
couldn't
moment.
appreciate it herself.
Yeah, with
but
Fern.
ただの日の出だよ。
like you and
で
me.
もフリーレン様、少し
Yeah,
I
I
tell
mean
you to
me.
look at the sky.
Like it looks the same in a photograph. For me personally, that's just
必死に生きてきた人の行き着く先が無であっていいはずがありません。だったら天国で
who allowed this man to practice?
していると思った方が
I know, right?
Who let him through?
Probably another corrupt priest. Aww.
After all those years, still comes to pray. That's really nice.
アイセン、遊びに来たよ。
Oh, so casually.
無理とは思う。
Yeah, I was gonna say that.
30年でしょ。
True. I keep forgetting.
懐かしいね。
来たことあるのか。
昔ね。
昔って
Must
Yeah.
be bloody long if she says it like that.
原始時代でしょうか。
Oh, she heard.
まあ時間なんていくらでもあるのか。
まあね。
What's wrong?
フェルンが嫌がるから早めに。
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
she doesn't like staying in places long.
だってフェルン、怒る。
No, that's not the actual reason, but
そうか。
maybe that's 5% of the reason. I think it's more like characteristic of Fern, because you know how she was introduced and she was kind of on a time limit for the priest, Heiter.
Yeah.
I think that's why she's got like a sense of urgency. That's just kind of like
Oh, right. Okay.
part of who she is, I guess.
大魔法使いフランメの式には
Oh.
死者と対話したという記録が残って
Interesting.
いると
Oh, dear.
おとぎ話だよ。それに今さら。
Wise. Leave it at that.
こいつが成長すれば
This her master.
この場所を守り続ける。
その頃には先生死んでるでしょ。
だがお前は違う。お前はいつか大きな過ちを犯し、人を知りたいと考えるようになる。
How did she know? Oh. Chills.
Oh my word.
Wow.
The way the soundtrack comes in like that happens all the time.
1000年も前から私がここに来ることが
Wow.
分かっていたのか。相変わらず夢見る
Oh, come on.
真実なのでしょうか。さあね、いい加減な人だったから。
天国はある。その方が都合がいいだろう。
Oh yeah, goes back to that conversation. I love that.
Yeah.
たまには真実。
Oh dear.
今は魔王城がある場所だ。
Oh shit.
Oh.
なんで
Telling you he's in there lying dormant in an egg.
I want a house tour.
俺を
どうせ当てのない旅だ。
So this is what the show sets up to be,
めちゃくちゃ寒いんだよ
I guess.
ね。
Okay.
Yeah, this seems like a pretty big deal,
Yeah,
doesn't it?
yeah. I don't think this is a one episode thing.
なあフェロそいつはいい師匠か
どうでしょうかよくわかりませんただひたすらに魔法を求めて旅をして振り回されてばかりです
Look at the opposite expressions.
She's having a great time.
興味があるようで何を考えているのでしょうねとても不思議です
She's not a very expressive person, that's all it is.
Yeah, she doesn't know how to show Fern how she feels about her, I guess.
君はオートには残らないのか
旅を続けるよ
No, but that's the same with all the rest. She kind of just, she does kind gestures.
Yeah.
That's her way.
二人はしないのか話し相手がいた方がいい
Mm.
時間は無駄だからねいろいろ教えてもすぐ死んじゃうでしょ
フリーレン人との
Wow.
Mm.
So Eisen taught her that.
今日はめでたい日なんですからね飲みましょう酒を飲む理由が欲しいバレました
Any excuse.
お前はいつも飲んでるだろうが
この生臭ボイス
So they live to just over 1,000, I guess. That seems to be what I'm gathering.
そいつはいい
Well-
師匠だ
I reckon no. I reckon 2,000 because
教国を抜けて北側諸国の関所だね
Okay, yeah. This must be the setup for the main plot.
うん
Yeah.
俺たちは10年かかった
Oh, okay.
yeah.
そうかヒンメル様たちが魔王女を目指した道のりと同じなんですね
I think she loves the idea of that.
Yeah.
Reliving those 10 years. Hmm.
そうだねたった10年の冒険だよ
A mere 10-year adventure.
Yeah, so we did actually get Eisen's episode just before we start. So that those 4 episodes kind of they were the setup, like prologue episodes, I guess. Everyone was telling us that the first 4 were intended to set up the rest of the series, right? So it's going to be a journey to Ende, pretty much just almost reliving those 10 years that we hear so much about that we don't see a whole heap, but
Yeah.
that Frieren is so fond of for certain reasons. And those 10 years, even though it's a speck in her life, are extremely important to her in the
Yeah.
grand scheme of things.
Yeah, definitely. I definitely get that feeling that those 10 years were probably some of the best 10 years that she's had in her life.
Yeah, I think those 10 years probably for her maybe actually felt like a long time. I don't know. Or maybe not. Maybe not. And maybe she regrets that because it must have felt a long time for the others. But this is her way of kind of getting to know Himmel by going back on this journey,
Yeah.
which is interesting.
Why do you think Einza? Is that his name? Einza?
Isa? Yeah, I think it's Isa.
Okay. Why do you think he asked her to do this?
I think he spent so long invested in that idea that Heiter gave him, and he's obviously been praying and they've been exchanging letters all this time. And for him, it's a long time, hoping that this place exists. I think maybe just before he dies, or as he's getting older, he wants that confirmation. I don't know, like, what else?
I reckon he's doing it for
Frieren?
Frieren. Yeah. Because she has so many regrets and he was talking to her about relationships.
Well, yeah, he was the one who initially actually planted the seed for Frieren. In that flashback, I loved it. I actually got chills. It was a very random moment that I got chills, but I quite liked the character writing. He actually said to her that, he said, traveling is better when you have someone to talk to. He was pretty much solidifying the fact that Frieren did indeed want to create a relationship with Fern. And that's why I really liked the moment, because it proved those doubts that Fern was having wrong. And even though Frieren's a little bit hard to read in terms of her emotions a lot of the time, there's a lot that's going on there.
Oh, yeah.
It's just she's kind of like, and I kind of like that about her. It's very similar to Violet Evergarden, like at the
Yeah.
start. She's kind of just a little bit numb
Mm-hmm.
on the surface, just because she's gone through so much, she's lost so many people. But she definitely feels a lot of different emotions. Sorry, it's not Isa, it's Eisen. Eisen is his name. He was pleased to see her. I mean, the biggest plot armor is the color in his beard, personally. That's the biggest plot armor we've seen
I
in
know,
the
that's
series
why
so
I
far.
was so confused in like the first episode when we saw him again. I'm like, oh, I guess
There were-
they don't age either.
There were a couple of confusing things in the first episode that, like, the priest barely aged. Well,
Yeah.
he didn't really look like he had aged that much compared to, like, Himmel.
Himmel, yeah.
And then Eisen as well.
I
kind
thought
of looked
Himmel
the
was
same.
this guy, Eisen.
Right,
Because
okay.
he was all like short and stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think he's setting up this journey for Frieren to hopefully teach her how to build relationships. Like, because I know he said that Frieren's got all this time and everything, but she doesn't.
Yeah.
And it would be such a shame for her to go without building relationships like she could have done in those 10 years.
Yeah. Well, because he saw the regret
Yeah.
at the funeral. So,
Yeah.
yeah, I think you're right. I think that is part of the reason too.
Mm.
Yeah, it is interesting because if you break down the sort of each of the episodes that her three friends had dedicated to them, they all kind of did something to serve their own interests, but then at the same time to also help Frieren.
Yeah.
So Heiter did that, Eisen, and then there was also the moment with Himmel, the what was it? The shooting stars, was it?
Oh,
Yeah, there was something in that moment too. She kind of does all those things, even though she doesn't feel a lot in the moment. I think she likes what she feels when she sees how it moves someone else.
Yeah.
The same thing happened with Fern and the sunset.
Mhm.
I mean, me personally, I'm a little bit like Frieren because, I mean, if I can see a sunset in an anime, it's probably going to look just as good, if not better, than the one outside. And I'm pretty content with
living
that.
in the moment.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, I'm pretty content in the moment.
Appreciating nature, not the screen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. There was the moment where Eisen confronted Frieren and said, "You've never cared about other people's time before." And then she puts it off and says Fern is scary when she's mad, but it's definitely not the case.
Yeah.
Because we've seen her a lot of the time. She says something, but she's very clever and
Deflecting.
yeah, she deflects a lot of things, but she's
Yeah.
obviously thinking something else.
Yeah.
There's a lot going on in that head of hers.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
so why do you think that is?
Well, I think now she's finally learning that time is valuable.
Yeah, well, because the one time we've actually seen a lot of emotion on her face is at Himmel's funeral. She's had plenty of different experiences since, but that was the one time we saw her actually like bawl her eyes out, so you could see what an impact those 10 years had. So she's trying not to take time for granted now, and yeah, she wants to understand people better. She's just being a little bit hard on on her exterior, and she's not admitting that.
Yeah, I think it's probably hard for her to, for whatever reason. She can't like express it.
Yeah, we were theorizing about like why he was doing this, but Eisen did say in the episode that him and Heiter were kind of discussing things, and they felt bad for her and wanted to do this for her. So that's like part of why they spent so much time, even though they don't really have the time that Frieren does, but researching this flamme, whatever flamme. And then Frieren went on to say that she was dancing in the palm of her master's hand after 1,000 years. So I think you could be right. It might be like a couple of thousand years that they live for.
Frieren's about halfway.
Yeah, probably. Now, how do you like how they've set up the story? Because now we know what these next 25 or so episodes are actually going to be about. They're going to be traveling Fern and Frieren to Ange, trying to find Areola. Not Areola. Aureole. Areola's a nipple.
Angela!
What was the name?
Areole.
Was it actually Areole? No, it wasn't Areole. It was Aurelius or something.
Something like that.
No, I think that's
it ended
League of
in an
Legends.
E.
Aurele. I could do like a really, really wholesome moment. Like, say she meets with Himmel again, and like it'll all build to that moment. And
I don't know if I would like that.
Why not?
I mean, he died. Like,
I know that, but she
I
can
feel
actually
like-
finally say what she wanted to say to him.
I'm sure they would do it nice, and I'm sure I would like it if it's done.
Yeah.
But I feel like they should maybe create a way for her to make peace within herself without having to resort to speaking to the dead. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, bringing him back for that healing moment for her seems kind of...
Yeah. I mean, I tend to agree with you to some degree,
You know
but
what I'm
like,
saying? Like, she had her chance there. There's no do-overs with life. And I feel like if they bring him back, that element of time and the preciousness and sacredness of life is diminished.
yeah, I'm not sure. I don't know how I feel about it. We'll see, but I've got faith in the show, to be honest with you. I think they'll do a good job regardless. I'm pretty impartial. It depends on the execution with me,
Yeah, 100%.
personally. like there are pros and cons to that. Like you said, it'd be better if she can actually learn from that experience and just go on the journey and then be at peace. You're right. But then I think it also could be like a really wholesome moment that she's been able to, through him and through his death, go on this journey, really understand people and grow as a person, or as an elf, and then maybe say one last thing to him or something like that. Or show a lot of emotion. It could be a Violet Evergarden thing, again.
Oh, right. Yeah, okay.
But whatever they do, I'm sure it'll be fine. I think I don't mind both outcomes. Just depends on the execution, like I said.
Thank you so much for watching our reaction. If you liked it, please give us a thumbs up and subscribe. It would really help us out. For early access to all of our reactions, you can support us on Patreon if you'd like. And yeah, thank you so much again. We'll see you in the next one. Bye!